What's up, guys, and welcome back for another solo Null-Sec video. A lot has been going on the past few days. I've been making some pretty big moves, and I've got quite a big goal in mind, and that's kind of what this video and this episode is going to be about. I'm going to give you guys an idea about what I'm kind of building and what my anticipation is overall for this series. But essentially, the end goal that I want to get to is for each episode in this series, I'm able to go out and do like an activity. And the main driving force behind everything is going to be manufacturing and just basically ISK generation in Null-Sec. And we're going to try to push it kind of as far as we can. Now, up to this point, we were operating in Null-Sec with just one character, but what I'm doing is essentially all of my characters that were just kind of sitting around doing nothing, I'm kind of pulling them out of mothballs and putting them on PI for the most part, and we're going to be training them back up to be miners and Sino alts, and work on their production skills so they can actually run production jobs or research jobs or reaction jobs, and they had those available slots. So I'm kind of approaching this in phases, and the past 2 days or so, the initial phase is essentially setting up PI. The reason being is because we're going to be leaning, a lot of manufacturing leans really heavily into reactions. Reactions rely a great deal on fuel blocks, and we are essentially setting up ourselves to be able to produce all the PI we will ever need for any type of manufacturing we need to do. Now, phase 1 of setting this up essentially involves 3 characters and 18 planets. There are 15 P1 types, and so what I'm doing is across 3 characters, I have 1 planet that is extracting each of the 15 P1s. This is not a crazy amazing yield, but I'm not really going for yield on this. I'm just going for like full coverage essentially. So that leaves me with 3 planets left over with the 3 characters, and what I'll be doing initially, those 3 leftover planets will essentially be 25 factory process planets. Now I'll probably end up running 1 of those as a P3 planet, and then the other 2 will probably be P2 planets. And what I'll end up doing there is, depending on what I'm trying to build or what I'm trying to do, I will basically just kind of adjust those process planets for whatever I need to accomplish. So if I'm looking to do like nanite repair paste, then I'll use those 3 process planets, reconfigure them so that I can dump P1 in and produce that stuff. Or if I need a certain type of PI for a certain manufacturing job or reaction, then I can reconfigure and do that. I don't really see the point in actually having a dedicated process planet with 25 or 24 factories for every type of P2. There's like 24 or 25 P2 types. I think it's better to actually kind of have 3 to 6 process planets that you can kind of tweak and repurpose and let run for X amount of time, like a week or so. So for instance, if we're going to, probably the initial thing I'm going to be doing once everything is set up is I'll be producing nanite repair paste. And the way I'll do this is I'll have 1 process planet that's just going to be dedicated to doing nanites, and we'll be just blasting nanites for a while, and then we'll kind of fill in the gaps as we go. A lot of that is going to be for just fundraising. So we'll see. I'll be showing a lot of that in the next few episodes. And once we actually get the PI all sorted, I'm also I gotta go to Jita today and buy some stuff for ice mining and things. So we're gonna start mining some ice and start getting that stuff all. We're gonna slowly start kind of accumulating ice products and everything, because while we're building, we need to be building fuel blocks to make any of this work. Now, I'm not a fan of actually like buying materials for manufacturing off the market, but the one thing I'm not going to do in this process is I'm not going to go to the other regions of Null or the other regions in High-Sec to get 3 of the 4 isotopes in order to make the required fuel blocks for certain reactions. The only thing, the goal is the only thing I'll ever import from the market from JITA will be the 3 missing isotopes that are not present in this null block that I'm in. So that's pretty much, I'm not, because like, I could go out and establish somewhere in like drone space to get like oxygen isotopes or whatever, but I just don't really want to like, stretch out that far. I probably will be committing a 4th character, one of my 4th characters, to this process, but I haven't really decided which one it will be. I want to maintain the high-sec presence for Trit and everything, so the character that runs on the solo mining series might stay in play, or we might replace that character. There's a dilemma I have, because that character who runs in high-sec and mines out there in the Mackinac, that character is a fully trained PI alt, a fully trained Sino alt, a fully trained Orca. So it's really close. That character is really close to doing a lot of things that I need my characters to be doing in Null-Sec. So there might be a situation where I create a new tune to essentially do what that tune is doing and bring that higher skilled one out here, which will give me another 6 planets to work with. So when we do get all of the characters that we are going to use in Null-Sec out here, we'll essentially get to the point where we'll be creating all the P1, and then I'm going to try to stabilize the fuel block. So the fuel block P2 and P3 is probably going to get placed and not changed, because we're going to essentially just need to be running and collecting fuel block PI 24/7 so we can supply fuel blocks for our reactions. Not only that, but I can offload fuel blocks in Null-Sec really, really easily, because everybody else in the null block is doing reactions and everybody has structures. So I can make, if I'm only using 1 BPO, I could potentially make 5 bill a month just off of fuel blocks. So when I was doing fuel blocks before, I had like 10 of every fuel block BPO, and I would just run them crazy amounts. So we'll see how that all goes once we kind of like start seeing our yield from the P1. But once we get all that kind of set up, we have fuel blocks coming in. We'll have to be doing ice to facilitate fuel blocks and reactions. It all kind of like works together. We're also be doing moon mining. Moon mining will give us the moon goo that also goes into working reactions. And then we are still going to be doing data relic sites. We might do some rig manufacturing with the stuff we could out of relic sites. The data stuff will be getting with for invention. That's another thing too, is I might have to actually import the different faction data cores, since not everything drops in the null block that I'm in right now. So we'll see. I'm going to be slowly kind of integrating this and slowly trying to build towards my goal in kind of different phases. I'll probably treat the next few episodes of this series as explaining which phase I'm in and kind of like what progress we've made. I did make a pretty big purchase today. We did buy a Rorqual. I still need to get one of my Rorqual trained tunes out here. Now, I don't plan on actually going out to like the Ice Belt or the Moon Belt with the Rorqual and boost. Really, the goal there is to be a suitcase and to be like kind of a way to like kind of get stuff to and from keep stars and things like that. But also in the system that I'm going to be mining ice, I'll probably end up placing my Rorqual in the pause on whatever character decides to come out here and just chill in it. So I'm not trying to go for volume, but I'm trying to go for like just simplicity. One of the things I'm probably going to do with my ice mining is take a character out there and ice mine, have my other tune kind of just be there to kill rats in the Tengu, and they'll have the other guy in the Rorqual in the pause. And so when I fill up on ice in the mining tune, it'll basically just go to the pause. It'll empty into the Rorq. The Rorq can then siege and compress there as it needs to. But that's usually kind of like how I mine anyway, solo. I mean, I'll go out there and we'll do like a Mackinac full of ice, and then go back to the pause, take a break, and compress and kind of do that. I still have to figure out how much ice I need to do a day to kind of keep up with the production for fuel block PI. We'll get kind of there when everything gets kind of set up. I just set up all this P1 this morning, so it's going to be like at least another 8 hours or more before I have enough to really fuel setting up all of the P2 and the P3 stuff. But we'll probably touch a little bit. I'll probably get that stuff set up, and next episode I'll kind of walk you through kind of what that looks like. But As far as the 3 tunes that are in Null-Sec right now, this is the closest thing I have to a main that's here now. So this is the one that you've seen in this series. So right now she's working on basically just like the very beginnings of Oracle training, because eventually we want to have all the main characters be able to run the Rourke, run the Jump Freighter, do all the big heavy duty stuff. And then as you can see, you got several planets here kind of set up. I'm still making mechanical parts, and I'll just kind of keep running that until we get a lot of PI kind of built up. And then on this tune is just one of the PI tunes that's been set up. After getting set up, we're still working on some hull upgrades and stuff like that. Then we got to get back into ice mining, and then also Sino ship training and basic maneuvering navigation stuff. And then this tune here, same thing, kind of still working on some Galante hauler stuff, and then ice mining, and then kind of the mining, getting back into the mining ship and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video, make this episode, and like kind of let you guys know what the direction of this series is going to go. But ideally, when everything is all set up and everything's all well and good, an episode is probably going to turn into being more long form, in the sense that I'll log in, we'll go do like either like if we're doing moon mining, we'll follow that up with starting a reaction job, talking about reactions, or talk about like whatever we're currently trying to like work on building and everything. I do need to eventually at one point either train one of my tunes to do capital ship construction, or bring my cap manufacturer out here. But I'd say the end all be all goal is to like start making, you know, jump raiders or something that's interesting. So what I'll be doing as far as the reaction formulas and the BPOs is like every month or so I'll probably go to Jita, buy certain BPOs and reactions that I'm currently looking at, you know, utilizing, and then get them shipped out. And then kind of like I'm gonna have to track all that stuff in a spreadsheet, so I kind of know what I have and what I don't have. So there'll be a lot of spreadsheets involved in kind of calculating everything. But I think it would be kind of cool to eventually just, you know, kind of have everything that we need, and then we can just kind of go out and do activities and then just kind of work on building a certain thing. But anyway, figured I'd give you guys a good update on what is going on. And thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.